Right, we're going to start this video off by showing you this. Right, so you're like, that's just a box, right? Okay, so we're going to get into the reasoning behind this, what I've made, right? And I'll go over the possible problems that I have with this, what I've made too. Right, so I'm going to go over reason why. Right, so this, right, this is not sorted out. Obviously, cards have fell over inside, and then they fell over at the bottom, right? And then common problems, right, with Pokemon storage or any trading card game, right? So this is a magic box. You get this in a magic case, right? And this is a Pokemon Elite Trainer box, storage box. Now, you know the problem that I had with the PSA boxes, right? So basically I would store the top side of the Elite Trainer box with the PSA cards in this side, right? So the problem that I have with this particular design, right, is, you know, getting your cards out, you know, your nails can clip the top of the cards, and it can be a general nuisance when you take like a lot of these cards out to search through them. Basically all these can fall down, yeah? So, you know, even a divider doesn't stop these from like falling down, basically, right? So, and then they're a nuisance getting the cards out of physically, yeah? So this box, in my opinion, is too tall, yeah? Right, that's my opinion, yeah? So the magic one is the better one because it's shorter, right? Meaning when you want to get your cards out, you can just be like, boom, you know, you got your cards out straight away. Then you search through them, right? Regardless of the TCG, the card games, they're all the same size. Dragon Ball Z, Pokemon, Magic the Gathering, they're all the same size card, yeah? So they're all 9x16, right? So this is how you would store your cards. Now, the particular issue that you can have with these is using a divider. Right, so I'm going to show you another box. So here's another box that I have with Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Well, with WotC cards, right? So these are green. These are green jungle cards, right? Neo, right? It's random stuff, yeah? Random stuff. So this is all green cards from here to here, right? And then we've got WotC purple, right? So these will be WotC purple, right? And then white, we've got white cards, which is here, look, we've got white cards, right? And then at the back, we've got blue, right? So you can see where I'm going with this, right? So this is, right, okay. So I printed with my 3D printer this, right? Which is printed with a 3D printer. I brought a 3D printer, right? Now, let me just get into something. A 3D printer has a cost. A cost of the printer. You have to buy the plastic to print separately, which is a cost, right? You have electricity to run the printer, which is a cost, right? So that means there's a cost. Now, the other cost, if you was to sell this particular box, you would need to post it. So there's another cost. If you sell direct to the customer, right, through dealing with a third party, right, like eBay, then you will have to pay another cost. So if you go through PayPal, you still have to pay a goods and services charge, which, you know, is another cost. Now, the thing is, at selling these originally, you technically won't make money because you have to get the cost of the power back to print it, right? And I'm going to go into something, right? These take 4.5 hours to print. So that's a kilowatt of power, right? So, you know, whatever your kilowatt rate is, it's like, mine's like 27 pence a kilowatt. So, you know, that's power cost that's going into printing this, right? Then you're going to have postage. So you're going to have to post it in a box, right? You know, if you're buying your box, I use most of my boxes that I get back. So I reuse them. So I don't have that cost. So I don't have to put that cost on someone else. Right, now, I'm going to get into a reason why this is a good design, but it also got a flaw with it. Now, what do you think to this, right? What do you think? I want your opinion, right? I want your opinion is what I want, right? Because would you buy this? That's a question. Would you buy this? Now, if you would buy this, I will put this one up on eBay, or you can message me on my Instagram, right? And then you can say that you want this particular box. Now, the reason why I've made it like this is I'm going to explain why, right? So basically, you know, you have the problem here, right, with the dividers. There's no dividers, so when you take your cards out, right, like a large proportion of your cards, right? So let's just say, for example, you take your cards out, right? You're searching for your cards, and what happens is they all fall down, right? They all fall down. They fall down, right? Like, they fall down, and then you have to end up getting your fingers back in there, right? Messing about, making them all, like, nice again, getting them all up there. Just annoying, common problems when it goes to searching through cards. Because no one likes to pay for cards, and they always like buying these 99p cards. You never want to pay for anything. So, you know, regarding that, right, I'm trying to raise my price as well and not deal with selling them because they're a waste of time. But essentially, you know, when you've got like hollows, reverse hollows and everything else, you want like a box that is like, basically, you can put them in, right? So now, basically, right, what we're doing here, right, so the gaps aren't massive. Right, the gaps aren't massive. They are pretty decent size. It's exactly the same size as this. Right, so I took the measurement and made it exactly the same size. Right, as this. Right. So, what we've been in, we've put dividers within the box. Right. And then, basically, what will happen is, you know, you can make these organised in card colours. So, you can have black cards. Right. You can have purple cards, right? And then you can have, you know, your fighting cards, right? And then you can have your green cards, right? So this is the box, which is printed, right? I printed it with my 3D printer. I paid 200 and something pound for my 3D printer. I paid like £12 for a roll of a kilo of plastic, right? These take 4.5 hours I think to print, which is a long time. So basically what I did is I set it, went to sleep, you know, in the same room as it. Is a bit it wasn't noisy, it didn't really bother me, but you know, when you knock out, right? So basically, when you want, like, let's say you know, you're a Pokemon guy, you sell cards, right? Or, you know, you sell unwanted cards, right? You might not even make massive amounts of money, or you might not sell as... You might just sell as a hobby like most people do, yeah? They just sell their old cards, right? Whatever money they get back for the old cards, they go back and they buy new cards. So that's how people build their collections a lot faster, right, than other people, right? That's basically what they do. They don't just get paid, spend the money, and then don't sell anything and then get the money back, right? So the only issue that I have with this is what I've made, right, is it doesn't fit with the top loader. Right, it only fits in like diagonally, right, because obviously it's not wide enough. I didn't take into account when I printed the first one the width of the top loader, right, because obviously that wasn't my goal of making the box, right. I was making the box to store something in as a colour combination, so when someone buys a card, right, it makes it very easier for you to send that card out to someone else, right. So that's basically what I was doing, right. So then we have this problem, right? So what I need to do is I need to print another one and then print it a little bit wider, as in the way, because obviously we wanted to make it thick. We wanted to make it strong so it doesn't break. Because a lot of the things with these cardboard ones is they're very flimsy. Do you know what I mean? And after time, they start to break, yeah? They start to break, which is happening here on this one, right? So I know that, you know, usually the time of a solution, right, a solution to a problem, right, that's what we're fixing here, yeah? This is a problem, storing your cards, so we're making a solution to it, right? So this don't fit. So what I want to know, right, you know, this is why I ask, yeah, the people that watch my channel, right, barely anybody comments on my videos. I never get comments. Right, I get like one comment every 1,000 vids, right? So, would you buy, the question is, would you buy this box, right? If you want this particular box to be made at this thing, and you want this, right? I mean, I'll have to probably sell them for like, I don't know, maybe like 13, 14 pound. The only reason why is because I'll have to work it out on exactly like how much, you know, because I need to clear a bit of money. Like, I need to get some money back for it. I need to get like £4 or £5 profit on it, because I need to recover the cost of my printer, you know, to make it like, if I was to sell more of these, and then I could get another printer, and then I could print 2 at once instead of 1. Do you know what I mean? So it makes it a bit more reasonable that, you know, I need to get my costs back for the item. You know, we don't want to be posting it for free and not making nothing on it. We have to make some money on it. Everyone has to make money on it, right? That's what you have to do. You know what I mean, right? So then, because the thing is, if you send this Pokemon card in the post, right, and someone buys this for £1, right? Like, I had this conversation with someone on eBay, and they was like, well, that is ridiculous that you could charge 99p and post it. And I'm like, but you do realise that that's what most other people are doing. But you don't realise that specific people need to buy 2, right, to make it work, right? And obviously most of the people don't want to buy 2. Like, they don't even want to pay £1.50, £1, you know, £2. They don't even want to pay £2 a card. That's why I think Pokemon over the next, like, you know, next 16 months, or, you know, from now, is going to be like, they're going to take a hit big time, because considering that most people rely on selling their cards that they have to upgrade their collections to get to the next stage, is, you know, you sell cards that you already have to get to that specific point, right? Now, let's just say Royal Mail jack the price of the second class stamp up to 90 pence, right? Now, these people are selling these, like, stamps that I get, which I've said many times, right? Just an off topic at the end of the video, yeah? Right? Like these stamps. These are going to run out, yeah? And when these run out, there's going to be no way that you have to pay the full price for a stamp. So, when you've got people that want, you know, if this is on eBay for £2, right? Because someone's trying to complete a collection, because no one can sell it any less. So in the next probably 16 months, you're probably going to see all them stamps disappear. Do you know what I mean? They're going to disappear rapid, yeah? So it's going to be the point where these cards are going to be like £2 a card, and then people are going to be like, can you sell it any lower? And it's like, well, no, because you need cost. Like, there's a cost. Like, that's what I mean. Printing this box has a cost. Cost of the printer. Cost of the power, yeah? Cost of the reel. Like, when I was explaining to someone today, they was like, oh, I don't know the cost. Oh, I didn't even think of the cost of actually thinking it, right? Like, printed a Bitcoin keyring, right? You know, I gave one of these to my mate, right? And then basically I printed like this, which is a hardware device where you can put your crypto hardware device in this, yeah, and basically hide it, right, in plain view, yeah, hide it from plain view. So you can essentially like put this on a wall, right, or even behind, you know, a picture frame, right, and you can store your hardware device in this. Do you know what I mean? And then you're protecting yourself, like, you know, if you was to ever, in an incident where you don't want something to be inside, you don't want it to be in the side, you're cloaking it from vision, is basically what you're doing, right? And then like a Bitcoin keyring, right? So I'm going to sell these on eBay and stuff. So I'm going to print like a lot of stuff, like just randomly off my, you know, off my printer and put it on eBay and just see if I can get rid of it. Now, eventually, if, you know, something like this becomes, you know, bam bam, right? Then we'll have to get rid of eBay, and then we'll have to probably sell this on my own website, right? And then basically make these, and then make a top loader one. So what the question is, do you want a top loader one, or do you like this design? If you think this is sick, like the video, yeah? Like the video. Message me on Instagram. You can chat to me on here, yeah? You can message me, whatever, right? I'll speak to anybody who messages me on here, right? So there's loads of viewers who watch the vids, yeah? Just send me a message, right? So this is what we're doing, right? And then hopefully we can get the money back for these, right? We can print these, we can sell some, we can get the money back, and then the money back we can reinvest in making something else, right? That solves the problem, right, of rubbish card storage. Because I know people don't want to store the card in an elite trainer, right? Because they're rubbish, they're no good. You want something thick, nice and sturdy, right? So if you're selling things, you know, you can actually, I mean, you could probably print like a dual one of these if you wanted to, you know, you could print a dual. Like, I could easily print a dual one and then join them together if you wanted to. Do you know what I mean? So it will fit on my printer base, right? It's not massive, it's not like the super high-tech machine, but, you know, it's good. It's decent, is what it is, right? Because basically, you know, off topic again, right? We printed this, right? It's a phone case, right? And I printed it as a Boba Fett, right? And then it's for a, you know, a phone case, right? Now, this one has got the weather on it, right? And then, yeah. So, this is basically a case, right? So, that's what we're doing with the 3D printer. Thanks for watching the video. Like the video if you like the box, the problems that I went through, and, you know, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.